Good afternoon. Welcome to the third installment. Well, third from our little makeshift studio installment of Journey's End streaming. I did try to do a couple streams on my phone last weekend in TCGcon Louisville. We are here today to talk about TCGcon Louisville, how the show was, some of the fun highlights. Don't mind that basic mountain that just disappeared by the invisible hand. That was so fast you didn't even see it, right? Yes, the mountain. That was all that I bought in Louisville. And there we go. That's the end of the stream. No, just kidding. My name's Josh, the owner of Journey's End Games. Those of you who've watched some of my other videos might wonder where my coffee is. I already had it. I had a coffee. And I did have Stroop waffles this time. They were delicious. I had two of them. They were quite tasty. But I decided to go ahead and eat and drink before playing with Magic cards. So yeah, TCGcon. It's a newish tournament circuit series, convention series. I think this was like their sixth one. They said we did Tampa in January. It was very good. We're doing their Denver show and we're doing their Jersey show. Their Denver show is June 18th and 19th, and their Jersey show is, I want to say, July 26th and 27th, but could have those dates wrong. Anyways, it was it was a lot of fun. Never been to Louisville before. That was fun, and we had a good weekend. A lot of folks came by the booth, and we had some great conversations, made some good deals. Here today to go over some of the highlights. Not going to go into everything, but basically they have a lot of different games, not just Magic. We were there doing just Magic and Pokemon at the booth, but the event had Digimon and I think Dragon Ball Z tournaments. Yu-Gi-Oh was pretty big, and then they had some fun Magic events going on. I think there was like a Modern 5K happening. And so that was good. I think the next event they plan on doing some more Commander. They did have a Commander, I think it was a Win-a-Box tournament, and a bunch of people signed up for that, and that was, customers said that was really fun. So, over 2,000 people came into the show hall from the organizers. And so, overall, really good event, a lot of fun. Met a lot of cool new folks from all over the world, actually. We'll show off a couple highlights that we got to see from a very, very friendly collector. And actually, we can do that right now. So, this was our booth. Biggest booth we've had so far. A lot of people know we're a little somewhat newer to the vending world. And so this was really fun to test out our new booth layout for a 10 by 40 foot booth. We had a lot of fun with that. And it worked really well. Had an awesome team with me for the weekend. They all worked very hard. Did great, making happy customers. Probably the customers, if they'd had their pick, they would have rather, talked to the employees instead of this bald bearded guy here. Got to see and meet a lot of new people. That was good. And did some good buys. Ate some. There I am with my coffee. Not Stroop waffle. I actually was just finishing a Krispy Kreme donut because I hadn't had Krispy Kreme in a long time, and they were right there. So that was fun. I had several people we got to give donuts to. Like if you sold us, I forget what the number we said was, but like if you sold us at least $100 worth of cards, you got a free donut. So people really liked that. So we might do that again at future shows.
Want to talk about the big black and wood?
Oh yeah. You might be curious what that black and wood metal box that's just sitting in the middle of our booth. That is one of our card bots. It's a card scanning robot. It kind of sorts too, but it just does an A/B sort. So there are different types of card robots that will actually sort into like 20 or 30 or 40 piles. This one just does the two. But we had the card bot there as an attention grabber to bring people to the booth, but also as a affiliation with Cardbot. We recently struck up relationship with them and working on expanding that relationship and to have Cardbots available for demo and sale at shows. And that was really fun. A lot of people were very intrigued by the Cardbot. They had a lot of fun with that, and one local shop owner actually ended up buying it and taking it home to his shop. So yeah, it was very fun. A lot of people, a lot of customers walking by like, wait a second, what's this? Why is that machine like sorting cards? And we even had a couple customers take advantage of it to sell us cards. So basically, when me and the other buyer were busy, one of our other booth staff was able to take a stack of cards and insert it into the robot and come up with a value for the customer. And that way they didn't have to like wait in a long line. So anyways, it was really good. So yep, good eye there, John. Yeah, so now we get into some really cool things that came by the booth. Had a collector come by and show us some really neat pieces of Magic history. I asked his permission if I could take some pictures. He said yes to most of the things that he showed me. I'm not allowed to talk about some of the other cool pieces of history that he showed me, but this was one thing that he said I could take a picture of. This was a birth announcement for Richard Garfield's first child, and you can see in there Richard and Lily happy to announce the birth of their daughter, and from 1997. So this was really neat. I especially liked on the card. If you go back, actually, can you go back, John? So if you can read what it says there, it basically says that you get to you pause your game of Magic, and then you start a new game with a third player inserted. And I thought that was a really neat addition to really cool. So I didn't even know this existed. Maybe some of you already knew this existed, but for me this was really neat. So you don't see this kind of stuff every day. You also had some cool misprints. I know misprints are very popular with some people, and so yeah, here's the fronts of these three. You got a Pokemon card on the right, and then two Magic cards on the left, and then you flip them over, and ta-da! The Pokemon card becomes a Magic card, and the other two become a beer box and a poker card back. So yeah, very very fun to see those. Another shot of our new banner, and breeze by that, John, and yeah, there's us getting ready right before opening, and I think that's the last picture there. So yeah, cool. So there's some booth highlights. Again, you can go to the TCGcon Facebook page and see there the rest of there. They took hundreds of photos of people having a blast throughout the weekend. Overall, all the customers we talked to said that they had a great time. So you should definitely keep your eyes out for the next TCGcon coming to your town and attend it. And also make sure you come sell us Magic cards, because we like that. And if you don't have any cards you want to sell, we'll settle for selling you cards. Okay, so one or the other. Love to see it. But we also did get to meet some locals in the area that we'd done business with before, but had never met in person. So that was a really fun opportunity that I enjoyed a lot from the weekend. So yeah, I have not fully recovered yet. People ask me how was the show, or how was your travel back. I'm still recovering, because we had no night did I go to sleep in a timely manner, because lots of people wanted to keep dealing after the show, and so we had several very fun hotel deals into the wee hours. I think Saturday night I was up in the hotel lobby till 2:30, and Sunday night I was up until 2. So yep, those customers just would not let me sleep. Had to keep grinding. But I'm not actually complaining, because those kinds of deals are a lot of fun, and we don't have the pressure of like long lines and from show attendees. So it was good. The last deal of the day was especially fun. Sunday, it was like 4:30, and a guy he'd been coming by the booth over and over again throughout the weekend, and I kept joking with him about how eventually he's going to have to sit down and sell me cards. He can't just keep hovering like this. And he finally brings his backpack over and he sits down and he's like, all right, I'm ready. Let's do this. And I said, what are we doing? He's like, I want to trade for power. And I've got lots of cards. And so he just started pulling out box after box after box. And he took apart an entire foiled out power cube. He traded that in. He traded in a couple of decks. He traded in some just boxes of random stuff. So I'll show just, again, I'm not going to show everything that we brought back with us from the show, but I will give you guys a quick glimpse into what we did, some of the cooler things that we picked up. One of the things that was really neat was the guy was so excited after we did the power deal. He was so excited that he like left the venue without getting his cash portion. And I realized it as he was like walking out the door, and so one of my staff like chased him down into the lobby of the convention center and was like, "Wait, come back! We got to give you the cash portion." But he was so excited that he'd gotten. I think he traded for like a Mox Pearl, a Workshop, Tabernacle. I forget what the cards were, but anyways, it was very cool stuff that he traded for. He was so excited, and he was like, "Oh yeah, that's right, you guys owe me some cash." And so it was a great opportunity for us to demonstrate. We've got it on our banner, start to finish integrity. We mean it. Try and be above board at all times. And so that was great to put that into practice. He was very appreciative. So with that, let's jump into some of the highlights of cards that we actually brought back with us. So this was some of the foils that we